Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances on behalf of everybody who have joined the group and are about to join in some time and will be later watching it on YouTube. Mataji, we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 3, Chapter 4, and the text for today is text 2. So over to you, Mataji. Allow me to introduce you later on, but we can start this verse. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I was thinking you can start with the Mangala Charana and I will do the verse and the purport.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Gayatri Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Is
Danvat
it possible
Pranam.
for you to do the Mangala Charan for today, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, yes. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurur Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha नम ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for a wonderful Mangala Charan. Over to you, Mataji. Rasa Sundari Mataji. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Kirtika Mataji and the Mataji who did the Mangala Charan. So today we are in Canto 3, the status quo, chapter 4. Vidura approaches Maitreya and we'll be reading from text 2. So how do they do it, Kirtika Mataji? Do I have to recite and someone else will repeat, or I just go on with the
You can recite it, Mataji, we can repeat once. Usually ISKCON it's 3 times, but because we leave time for discussion later on, we recite only once.
Okay. Tesham Maitreya Roshena Vishamimkrita Chetasam Nimrochatira Vasid Venunamiva Mardanam. Mataji, maybe you can repeat once.
Yes, Mataji, if you read the first line, we can repeat the first line. Then you repeat the second line, we'll repeat the second line.
Okay. Tesham Maitreya Roshena.
Tesham Maireya Doshena
Vishamikrita Chetasam
Vishamikrita Chetasam
Nimrochatira Vasid
Nimlochatira
Venunam Iva Mardanam.
Venunam Iva Mardanam.
Okay, translation and purport by His Very Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. As by the friction of bamboos, destruction takes place, so also at sunset, by the interaction of the force of intoxication, all their minds became unbalanced and destruction took place. Purport. When there is need of fire in the forest, by the will of the Supreme, it takes place due to friction among the bamboos. Similarly, the descendants of Yadu were all destroyed by the will of the Lord by the process of self-destruction. Just as there is possibility of a fire occurring deep in the forest due to human effort, so also there is no power in the universe which could vanquish the descendants of the Yadu who were protected by the Lord. The Lord wanted them to be so destroyed, and thus they obeyed his order, as indicated by the word Tadanu Vyata. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Okay. So do I begin the class now, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Hare
So
Krishna.
thank you so much, adored devotees, for inviting me to today's class, discussing this text from the Srimad Bhagavatam, from Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 2, about the destruction of the Yadu dynasty, where we know that the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, when he comes to the spiritual world, to the material world, he comes with his reasons. And in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 8, he explains, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He comes to deliver the pious and then annihilate the miscreants. And he also comes to dharma samstapanarthaya, to establish the principles of the religion. And I'm sure you have been seeing in the previous texts how now he's coming to wind up his pastimes. Why? Because he has already established principles of religion. He has annihilated most of the miscreants whom he had come to annihilate. He has killed so many demons. Kamsa is killed, Shishupal is killed, Dantavakra, I'm sure you came all those. It says that in the pastimes of Krishna, especially in Vraja, Krishna would kill a demon every day for breakfast. That was his break. He would kill a demon every day, just like you have breakfast every day. So he annihilated so many of them because there were so many causing disturbances. And he has established the religious principles. So the sadhus are saved. So now he's going to wind up his pastimes. But then he looks and sees there are no more miscreants, but there's something that is happening. And that is my own family members, the Yadus, the Vrishnis, the Bojas, all of them included are called the Yadu dynasty. And the Yadu dynasty, you can see in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, no one could vanquish the descendants of the Yadu dynasty because they were very strong. If you remember when you used to read Bhagavad Gita, it said that before the war started of Kurukshetra, Krishna offered himself, either himself or his army, which is inclusive of the Yadus, and it was the strongest army. So Arjuna could either have his army or have Krishna himself. And Arjuna wanted Krishna, but Duryodhana wanted the army of Krishna because the Yadus are famous. And therefore, Duryodhana was not bothered by not having Krishna because the fame of the Yadus was very well known throughout the universe that no one can vanquish them. In the previous chapters, I'm sure you have heard about when Jarasandha attacked Mathura city 17 times. 17 times he attacked, and the same army, the Yadus, they defeated. And then the 18th time, Krishna carried, he carried the whole of Mathura to Dwarka. So they could not be vanquished by anyone. And the Supreme Lord did not want to kill them. They are his own family members. And therefore, he arranged for a dramatic exit for them. And also remember, these family members, they are not just his associates. When he came to the material world, Bhudevi, the deity of the earth, had been overburdened by the miscreants who are here. And she went to Brahma crying that, oh, I'm overburdened. Please help me. And they went to the ocean of milk and they pleaded for the Lord's mercy. And therefore the Lord said, don't worry, I'm coming. I'll set everything proper. Tell the demigods to take birth in those families of the Yadus, the Vrishnis, the Bojas. Let them take birth there so that when I come and perform my pastimes, they are going to be my associates. And these are the members of his family. And therefore that the Lord was going to wind up his pastimes. So he decided, I appeared in a dramatic way. I will also live in a dramatic way, inconceivable to the minds of the souls of Kali Yuga. And therefore, he did it in such a way that is a bit bewildering. He did it in such a way that it was a bit bewildering, because here you can say what happened. What happened is that they went to Prabhash Setra, and there they got intoxicated and their minds became unbalanced and they destroyed each other. I'm sure you have heard the story of what happened. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is quoted in the 11th canto, because this chapter is described broad, this topic is described more broadly in the 11th canto. You will get there eventually. You have been reading very steadily from the first canto, and that's how we should read all the way. You know, first canto, second canto, third canto, all the way. When you get to the 11th canto, there's a whole chapter, canto 11, chapter 1, the curse upon the Yadu dynasty. It discusses this pastime in depth. And there, Prabhupada did not make the purports, but his dear servants, they made the purports, and they mainly consulted the purports from the Bhagavatam that had been made by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he says that in the eyes of the world, the members of the Yadu dynasty, they seemed worshipable. But Krishna, he detected that not all of them, or some of them, were having some indifference towards his own will. And he saw this will become a burden of the world. If I live, it will burden the earth. He had come so that he can lessen the burden of the world, of the earth, because Mother Earth, she cannot take pressure of, she cannot take so much pressure of many miscreants and many demons. And therefore Krishna comes to relieve of that. And he didn't want, after having killed so many demons, that now he will leave his own family, and some of them will become so proud that they will again put so much pressure on Mother Earth. He didn't want that. So because he detected this, therefore he arranged for them to go before him. And therefore he arranged for a sacrifice to happen in Prabhash, which is also called Pindaraka. And they went there, and there were sages such as Narada Muni, Vashista Muni, Vishwamitra Muni, Angira, Kashyapa. They were performing the sacrifice. And as we know, conditioned souls have 4 defects. Number 1, they have the tendency to commit mistakes, and they are illusioned. And then their senses are imperfect, and they have the tendency to cheat. And all these 4, Krishna arranged it in such a way that this will be so manifest in his family members that a few of the boys, of the Yandu boys, they dressed up Samba, one of Krishna's sons, the son of Jambavati. They dressed him, they put nice bangles on him. You know, the Andus, they are opulent, they are Dwarka vasis. In Dwarka, there's so much opulence there. You know, so they put nice bangles on him, they put a nice sari on him, nice, and then they put some cloth to make him look very pregnant. And they went to these sages who are performing the sacrifice. And they told, and pretending to be very humble, they touched their feet, oh sadhus. You know, you can see the future, you can see the present. You can even see what we cannot see. And can you tell us who this lady will be? Will it be a girl? Will it be a boy? And the sages were very angry. Remember, Durvasa Muni, known for his anger, was one of them. But it said that it was a collective curse. So Durvasa Muni, it was not just Durvasa Muni, all the sages. They said that whatever will come from her stomach, whatever will come from her womb will be the cause of the destruction of the whole Yadu dynasty. And therefore, they felt that, oh, this has now become, it's no longer a joke, it's become a serious issue. And King Ugrasena, who was the king of the Yadus, got to know about this. And he told them that that iron ball that came, because when they opened the stomach where they had put the false pregnancy, they saw that there was an iron ball. So he said, grind it into powder. But they ground it, and still there was a lump of iron that was left. And so he himself, he organized for all this, the lump, and together with the powder iron to be thrown into the ocean. But what happened in the ocean? There are many waves. The ocean brought the powder to the waves, to the land, and there it grew as grass, you know, just like canes, sharp, strong canes. And then the lamb that could not be grinded was swallowed by a fish. Some fishermen fished the lamb, and then when it was bought by a hunter who was named Jara, and from it he made a spear. So in the coming classes, you're going to know what that spear was used, or that arrow was used for. I'm not going to reveal that here, but if you have read ahead, I'm sure you know. And then at one time in Prabhas Kshetra, the Yadus, they were enjoying, they were having a party, drinks. It said they had wine rika. And what happened? They got intoxicated. And in the previous verse, you saw that they began piercing each other, not with swords. First, they started with words, piercing each other with words, and then picking up the messes, picking up the canes that grew from the powder of the iron ball from the womb, the first womb of Samba. They killed each other, and this was the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. This was the end of the Yadu dynasty. And the Lord let it happen because it was his desire. But where did all this stem from? It stemmed from the Lord's desire, but he organized in such a way that we could learn many lessons from this. And one of them was how to approach sages, how to treat sages. And this is called Maryada. It's called Vaishnava etiquette. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatan Goswami that Maryada Palana hoy sadhur bhushana, that the ornament, what is the ornament of a devotee? What is sadhur bhushana, the ornament of a devotee? It's not just good tilak, nice kantimala, nice dhoti, nice sari, you look like a devotee. No, the ornament of devotee is Maryada. Etiquette. Nice etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. And when this is not carried out, then the Lord is not happy. And then destruction happens. So, and he told this to Sanatan Goswami, just like here in India, it's very hot, especially right now in Vrindavan. Something had happened to him. He had traveled from Vrindavan to Puri to meet Mahaprabhu. And on the way, he came across the Jarikanda forest and he drank contaminated water. And he developed pores on his skin that were oozing pus and blood. And therefore, that is considered very contaminated. Therefore, he considered he cannot, when he comes to Puri, he will not go and see Jagannath because he is contaminated. He didn't even go to see the Supreme Lord, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He went and stayed with Haridas Thakur in Siddha Bakur. And there, the Supreme Lord, he used to visit them with Jagannath Prasad every day. And the Lord came, and even with the condition of Sanatan Goswami that he was seeing, he embraced him. He embraced him. And he was feeling so, Sanatan Goswami was feeling, this is the Supreme Lord, but he's embracing me with my pus and blood and all this contamination. This is not how it should be. I'm doing what is not supposed to be. It's better if I commit suicide and die. And Radhayatra was approaching. So he decided that I'm going to live until Radhayatra. And after having darshan of Jagannath, as they pull the rope and the wheel moves, then I will just go and be crushed by wheel and die a glorious death. This is what Sanatan Goswami was thinking. But then Mahaprabhu, he would come and embrace him. And one day he came and he told him, Sanatan, no, he had not revealed his thoughts to anyone. He was just thinking. But Mahaprabhu came and told him, Sanatan, if suicide would make one attain the Supreme Lord Krishna, then I would give up millions and millions of bodies. Don't think of suicide. It's a wrong thought to think of. You have taken shelter of me, therefore you no longer belong to me. Once a disciple has taken shelter of the spiritual master, even his body becomes the property of the spiritual master. Therefore, you have no right to think to decide, to discuss the property of another, to discard the property of another. I have big plans for this property, which is your body. Through your body, I want to establish temples. I want to establish rules and etiquettes of the Vaishnavas. I want to teach renunciation to the devotees in Vrindavan. But because I cannot be in Vrindavan and you can be in Vrindavan, I'm planning to use your body. Therefore, your body is my property. Therefore, you better just chant and do sadhana and follow the 9 processes of devotional service. This will be good for you. Don't think of this. And then after that, Sanatan Goswami felt that, oh, I have committed a mistake. I should not have done this. But still, he was still suffering. And therefore, the Lord tested him. One day, the Supreme Lord went to have prasadam in one of the gardens. And you can go to that garden through different ways. You can go through the Simha Dwara, which is one of the doors of Lord Jagannath, which is used by the pujaris. Or you can go through the ocean. And like right now in Vrindavan, it's very hot. And it was a time like now. And even right now, it's very hot. I mean, the fan is on, but you can still feel the heat. And I cannot imagine what walking on the sand on bare feet of the ocean of Jagannath Puri would be like. But because Sanatan Goswami was told Mahaprabhu is calling you for prasadam, you go. And he went walking through the sand and his feet were burning, but he didn't even feel the heat. Why? Because his meditation was the Supreme Lord is calling me. And so he went. And when he went, Mahaprabhu asked him, "Oh, Sanatan, how did you come? Which way did you use?" "Oh, I came by the beach." "Oh, your feet must be burning. It must be painful. Why didn't you use the Simhadwara?" And Sanatan Goswami said, "Oh, the Simhadwara is used by the pujaris of Jagannath. If I pass by that gate, I will contaminate them. And that is not the etiquette." And Mahaprabhu was very happy. Therefore, he told him, "Tatapi bhakta swabhava maryada rakshana, maryada palanahaya sadhura bhushana." That even if it is the character of a devotee to observe and protect Vaishnavas, even if you yourself, you are very pure, that even the devas, they can take shelter of you, they can get purified by touching you. But it is the nature of a devotee to observe Vaishnavas. And this was the mistake that the sons of Krishna, the Yadus, this was a mistake they committed. They committed Vaishnava aparat. They mocked sadhus that you can see the future, but there was no real pregnancy. And the Lord wanted to eliminate this. He wanted to eliminate this. And actually, you can see in the whole process of the winding up of the Yadu dynasty, of the destruction of the Yadu dynasty, Krishna is still performing the role of Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashaya Chadushkritam. Why? For the sadhus, he wanted to establish, he wanted to show that no matter who you are, sadhus must be respected. This is the etiquette. Don't commit Vaishnava parad to sadhus. And actually in the purport, Prabhupada says to the last verse of the 11th canto, where this whole summary is given, Prabhupada says that Krishna wanted to show that any so-called religious person, no matter how exalted they are, even if they take birth in Krishna's own family, they should not violate the Maryada. They should not violate the etiquette of giving reverence or respecting sadhus. So still to establish this principle, to protect his devotees, he wound up his own sons. He caused their destruction in this way. Therefore, we can see that this is a very serious offense. And in the 10 offenses to chanting the holy name, it comes as number 1, sadhu ninda, criticizing sadhus. Being what is it called? The first offense to the holy name, blaspheming devotees who have dedicated their lives in propagating the holy name. And it is considered as the hati mata. It is said that we as conditioned souls, we roam about in this material world from different bodies, 8.4 million different species of life. And then we get to the human form of life. And when we are very fortunate, through the mercy of Krishna, we meet a guru. And what the guru does, in us, he plants the bhakti rasa, the kripa of devotion. And by cultivating this kripa of devotion, we can go back home, back to Godhead. That is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiv. If you are very fortunate, then through the mercy of Krishna, you meet the spiritual master who will give you the seed of bhakti, the seed of devotional service. But then you have to take care of it very nicely because it is a kripa. It is very delicate. It cannot stand on its own. It needs Vaishnava association. And then in the presence of the Vaishnavas, it requires that you observe proper etiquette. And when it's not observed, then what happens? Then this becomes like an elephant that comes to destroy your garden. It uproots the kripa in all other, all other establishments that are there. If an elephant comes to your farm, you're finished. And therefore, you cannot imagine what type of loss it is that having wandered through all the 8.4 million species of life, having gotten the mercy of Krishna and having gotten the mercy of a bona fide guru, and then being given the kripa of bhakti only to let the mad elephant of not following Vaishnava etiquette and committing offenses to the Vaishnavas destroy all this. It's such a big loss. Therefore, we should learn that we should pray, because we are on this process, we are not perfect. That as we advance, we should pray to Krishna that we can have the mercy of the Vaishnavas, because it's only through the mercy of the Vaishnavas that everything happens, that we can observe proper etiquette, and we can have their mercy also to understand the process of devotional service and follow it as it is, and therefore we can nourish the kripa of our bhakti. And therefore, from this, we see how it is by the desire of the Lord that the Yadus were destroyed. And it is because he is winding up his pastimes. And Prabhupada is saying that actually the Yadus, in the purport is saying they just obeyed the order of the Supreme Lord. They understood this is his will, that we live before him, and some of them were actually demigods, so now they have to go back to the Supreme Lord is going to perform his pastimes, and they also needed to wind up and go and perform his pastimes. But it could have been done nicely, but to teach us all these things, the Supreme Lord arranged it in a dramatic way. And therefore, I'm not going to speak much. I don't know how much time we have left. I know your class is usually 1 hour, but it also contains a lot of discussion, but I've been speaking and speaking and speaking. Therefore, it would be nice to hear if there are any comments, criticisms, corrections, or any questions. I may not be so learned, but among us we have senior Vaishnavis and Vaishnavas who can guide us, or we can even go and research and we will answer your questions. We will try our best to answer your questions. So, Kirtika Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much,
Hare
Mataji, for this wonderful session and wonderful association. Mataji, let me take the liberty of introducing you, because I wanted the whole group to be there before I introduce you. So, dear devotees, thank you for joining it. Today, we have Rasa Sundari Devi Dasi Mataji joining us from Vrindavan at the moment, where it is really, really hot and really late at night, but still she chose to give us her association, and she is a very committed Vaishnavi. She joined ISKCON Nairobi in 2018, so very recently, and she served in Nairobi, and she helped Her Grace Mansi Ganga Mataji, and I see Mansi Ganga Mataji has joined in as well. So thank you very much, Mataji, for this great devotee of yours who has joined us. And then she received her initiation in 2022. And currently she's in India since January 2023. So since 2 years she's been in India, where she studied in Vrindavan and also in Mayapur. She's finished her Bhakti Shastri, her teacher training course 1 and 2. Bhakti Shastri teaching training and Bhakti Vaibhav are still going on. And she served in Mayapur to coordinate various courses, so, and the Vaishnavi ashram. So we are very, very grateful to have such a elevated devotee among ourselves who has progressed so fast in such a short time. And Mataji will be, we will have her association at least once in the week. She's traveling back to Kenya, so then she will be in real time. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening. And if we open this up for any questions or comments. Mansi Ganga Mataji, kindly unmute if you can. If you are able to see Rasa Sundari Mataji. Maybe sometimes Mataji has challenges, so let's ask Gayatri Mataji. Mataji, do you have a question or a comment?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, yeah, it was a wonderful session. First time we are seeing Rasa Sundari Mataji, such a wonderful person. Like, and today she has spoken so many nice, beautiful things within such a short period of time. About how we have to take care of our material body, and it doesn't even belong to us, and we have no she was giving the example from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, like we should not be killing our own self, like suicide is such a big offense, and it doesn't even belong to us, so we should not be committing suicide. And that was such a big thing. And also she was mentioning about the Guru Kripa, Bhakti Bija, which we should get, which is very rarely we will get, and how carefully we have to grow it, and all that, and also Vaishnava Aparad. Mataji, I just did not understand properly because I couldn't hear well when you were talking about the elephant. What was that, Mataji? I just want again once more if you can tell that. Like it is an offense to the Vaishnava Aparad is a very bad. Like we should never do that. But I did not understand what was the reference with the elephant, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Gayatri Mataji. I don't deserve all the praises, but as per your question, the elephant, Vaishnava Parad is compared to an elephant. We say that devotional service, bhakti, is compared to cultivating bhakti is compared to cultivating a garden. On your garden, you've planted such nice maize, beans, so many things. But if an elephant comes in, then it will destroy everything. Nothing will be left. So therefore, when we practice devotional service and we let in this Vaishnava Parad, it is compared to letting in an elephant in your garden. And what will happen? It will destroy everything.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, understood, Mataji. Thank you. So, yeah, beautiful, Mataji. Yes, I understood exactly. Thank you. Hari Bol, Mataji. Very beautiful class today. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, am I being heard?
Yes. Hare Krishna. Danvat Pranam. Danvat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances.
No, I'm just happy. I told Dan, please get me on it. He did. And then I told him, show me how to get on. And I'm trying to unmute. And I thought I didn't succeed. So I'm happy. I thought I saw the thingy without the cross. So I said, let me try. This is not my age to be on Zoom and try to figure out all these gadgets. Anyway, I think Kritika missed out saying that you finished your Bhakti Vaibhav also, right?
No, it's still going on.
Oh.
Second part is left. Yes, second part is left.
Yeah, but part one you finished, right?
Yes, part one is finished. Yes.
But that also should be added that you finish part one of Bhakti Vaibhav.
Yes.
Yeah.
With your by your mercy.
But not I told someone she can study from Bhakti Vaibhav 1 to 2 to Bhakti Vedanta, and if there's more courses, she'll finish all those courses and still want to be in Mayapur. Right? Yes. admit in front of all the people. Anyway, I didn't get what was the topic you because we were in a traffic jam of Nairobi. Oh God. And then I told Dan, you get me. I want to take darshan, but get me, I'll use my earplugs to hear. So I came almost not halfway, but not from the beginning. So I missed out. What was the topic?
The destruction of the Yadu dynasty.
Oh, I felt, but I wasn't sure.
Mm.
I
Yes.
I give over
Yes.
to anybody, others who want to get in. Haribol, good to hear you.
Thank you.
Krishna,
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your association and time. We move on to Panchali Kaur Mataji, who has been patiently waiting to ask a question. Hare Krishna, Mataji, kindly unmute and ask your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna to you and Rasa Sundari Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Rasa. First of all, a huge apology, Mataji, because I'm in a different time zone, and so I joined late because of work issues, and I only listened to about 10 minutes of your class, and it was absolutely captivating, and I think I learned so much in that 10 minutes of class. So I mean, Dandavat Pranam to you, Mataji. It was just so lovely to hear you and learn so much from just that 10 minutes. And I am going to catch up on the recording, so apologies. And I really, really look forward to learning from you in the upcoming weeks. So just wanted to say that because, you know, some of the classes you hear and you really feel joy in your heart listening to Krishna Katha. And I think 10 minutes of that just made me feel really happy to listen about Krishna and his devotees and his leelas. So thank you again, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pancharika Mataji. It's no mercy of mine. It's the mercy of my spiritual master and the devotees, and of course, Krishna and all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. I look forward to having your association and learning from you as well. Haribol.
I think I learned from you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Panchali Kaur Mataji. Rasa Sundari Mataji, Panchali Kaur Mataji gives us, she mentors us on Saturday. So on the same link, same time, but because of India and it being late, maybe if you can't join, but once you are on Kenyan soil, you can join in every day. We have different speakers. Okay, thank you very
When
much.
I come back to Kenya, I'll join.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Are there any other
Thank
questions?
you so much.
Questions or comments from the group? Okay, if there are no more questions or comments, we can conclude today's session and let Mataji go since it's very late there. Can I request Eastern Prabhu, are you able to end the session for today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sundari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Glory to Srila Prabhupada. I appreciate your time and your dedication to giving us a very enlightening discourse this night. At least we can see that you have inspired us in the cultivation of self-awareness, simplicity, and also surrendering, so that our spiritual life cannot become a casualty to our ungrounded inner tendencies. And I can also say that, from the story of the destruction of the Yadu dynasty, it is something that is that was internal. The destruction began from an internal conflict between themselves. And I really appreciate the class. It was so good for your time. And I will kindly request each one of us to unmute and chant a round of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the glorification of Her Grace Sundari Mataji. Please unmute.
Before we do that, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Priya Govind Prabhu, who is instrumental in getting Rasa Sundari Mataji to this group. So Priya Govind Prabhu, thank you. Thank you so much for all your efforts. And I know you are book distributing right now and you have still managed to join in. So thank you for your service. All glories to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay, let us continue. Eastern Prabhu.
I will kindly request all of us to unmute and chant a round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the glorification of our grace, Rasa Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Sindhubhya
Sindhura Evacha
Patitan,
Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Her Grace Rasa Sundari Mataji ki jai.
Con el Gloria
Granth
Teatra
Srimad
ki jai.
Jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Priya Govind
Hare
Prabhu, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Rasa Sundari Mataji, for joining
Thank
so
you,
late.
Mataji. See you
Hare
on
Krishna.
Friday.
See you on Friday next week. Thank you. Hare Krishna.